A very warm evening to one and all. Welcome to today's special webinar where we are graced with the presence of Ms Neha Vagal, uh, who is the Human Resource Deputy Director from Raddison Group of Hotels. Welcome, Ms Neha. We'll start off this program by acknowledging the presence of our very dear principal, Mrs. Sakshi Basari. Thank you for taking the time out and joining us, ma'am. We wouldn't be here today without our very amazing, multi-talented chairman, Mr. Navneet Singh Tuli. I hope he joins as the meeting progresses. Our secretary, Mrs. Taranpreet Kaur Tuli, she is grace personified. She's not here today, along with our director, Mr. Hiren Patel and Kunal Padolis, and we are sorely missing them. We welcome all the students as
Hello,
we
hello,
continue
Vishal.
very. Um, we would like to start today's webinar by auspiciously lighting the lamp. Lamp is, for us, it's symbolic of lamp of education. Sorry, hopefully it eradicates all the dark gray clouds that are surrounding us in the society today and takes the educational light to all of us. If I will share the screen. So we'll start with our, can you all see the screen though? Not yet.
Yes.
We're lighting of the digital lamp. Well, on that auspicious note, I think we could start off. I would request our principal, Mrs. Sakshi Basari, to please share a few words with us today.
Thank you, Vishesh sir. Very good evening, all of you. Once again, good evening, Neha ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
It's great privilege that you are with us and you are here to guide our students. The main objective of organizing this webinar is basically to guide our students regarding placements or regarding how HR department works in any hotel. Because we keep on telling them regarding grooming, regarding their behaviors, regarding their product knowledge, and all the details. But when they hear it from directly from the person who is interviewing and who is telling them what to do and what not to do, so I think they believe it more. So I really today want that you guide our students, and I wish that all my students be well placed in life and be associated especially with Raddison Blu. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi ma'am. By far, one of the most approachable, humble, and amazing team leader that we worked under. To talk about, I would love to talk about our college briefly. I'm sure Ms. Neha has, we've interacted with Neha ma'am with, say, several occasions. We are a new hotel management college. We have one of the best infrastructure in central India. We are a part of GNI group of institutions which have their own engineering and management colleges. We ventured into hospitality about 3 years back, and we are happy that our first batch are just fresh out of the oven and ready to face the industry. We believe in not limiting ourselves to the textbooks, but where we go and think and go beyond what's expected, and hopefully bridge this gap which is apparently there between the industry and the academia. I hope this webinar today is one step closer to bridging that gap, where we have, from our understanding, we prep the students and get them on. And we hope Neha ma'am today will enlighten a very hands-on industry experience into what exactly is she or the company and the hospitality industry today is waiting for. Uh, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Ms Neha Vagal. If I could share a screen, there is a very interesting infographic presentation that is made today. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the beautiful smile says it all, Ms Neha Vagal from Human Resources at Raddison. Uh, Sorry. She has about 11 plus years of experience in human resource training. Uh, she works currently as a deputy manager, human resources at Raddison Group of Hotels. She did her SSC at HSC in 2007. Then she did her bachelor's in arts psychology majors in 2010. She has done two masters, one in industrial organizational psychology in 2012 and a PG graduate diploma in management in the year 2017. She has a plethora of experience behind her, and that's what gives her the solid backing that she always carries herself and the weight that carries with her words. She started with the great old in IT IHC, a limited company. She's moved on to work with Taj Lansin, where she worked in 2012 and saw it change and evolve again in 2016. She's worked with the Western Mumbai. She's worked with St. Regis, and now she's in our Orange City, spreading the cheer and making it truly global today. Uh, we thank you again, Ms. Neha Vagal, for your constant support and your wise words that you could have. I'm sure, as Sakshibam said, is gonna help our students better their game, up their game, so to speak. So if we could now request you, the floor is all yours. By the way, Ms. Susan Vaz has joined, so thank you for joining us. She was fighting our battle at the food production front today, and thank you for joining through. Ms. Vagal, it's over to you now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vishesh. That was a very warm welcome and a very crisp but detailed introduction. Thank you again. Thank you, Ms. Busari, for thinking of me as a worthy candidate to deliver some words to your students. GIHM has been a very favorite college of ours here at Radisson. The output, the quality of students, and overall the attitude and aptitude of the students displayed from GIHM during their industrial training with us has stood out a lot as compared to the other students that we have here as industrial training. And I'm sure I've communicated this to Vishesh earlier. The first batch itself, post COVID, after my joining here, uh, had clearly stated the standards that the faculty inculcates in its students. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for bringing out such beautiful professionals into the real world. And Vishesh, by the way, it was a very interesting virtual lamp lighting ceremony. Uh, I'd never seen anything like that before. A very good initiative, a very refreshing perspective. Good evening again, everyone. Here we begin now. How many of us are at the moment connected from students? Vishesh?
We have about 20, sorry, no, minus two of
All
us,
right.
so about 17.
Around 15, 17 plus minus 2. ठीक है. All right, great. Uh, Amazing, amazing. So first thing that I would like to tap is students, dear children, when someone else is talking on a Zoom call, and if you are not invited to talk at that point of time, please mute yourselves, right? There were beautiful audio visuals that we got to see and hear when Vishesh was introducing his college, his faculty, and also the speaker. It was good to know you all at that level. I'll remember that during your college placement. But try to mute yourselves if you are not speaking, and whenever you have to make your voice heard, uh, unmute yourself. That's how usually it should go. So we'll only be talking about the do's and don'ts, how to conduct ourselves, how to bring that finesse, how to bring that polish to our words, to our demeanor, uh, and the content that we deliver overall as a hospitality professional. There's one thing that I've always maintained. Uh, you compare hospitality to maybe airline crew, cabin crew. You compare hospitality professionals to emergency services, whether it is hospitals or it is defense or police, banking sector, insurance sector, anywhere and everywhere. You will, whoever compares these people, you will always see a basic difference, the way a hospitality individual conducts himself or herself versus the way others conduct themselves. There's a way we speak, there's a way we present ourselves, there's a certain way we present our points. Even if it's a no, how you communicate that no to someone makes a lot of difference. We will see this going forward. So the differentiating factor between us, between hoteliers and others in the market, is very striking, and that is the reason we are different and we are much more coveted than any other industry professionals in whether banks, in even airlines, in cruise lines. That's because we possess these soft skills with us. So it's very important for us to inculcate these habits, to learn, to observe, to follow our seniors, to bring out that change in us, to be more confident. We'll start a certain. We'll start with a certain example. I'll want this to be an interactive session. So, students, if you want to answer, please participate. Feel free to, in fact, there's no right or wrong answer. Even if we are wrong, we are in a learning stage. At some point of time, even I was there in your place, and I had given a lot of wrong answers to everyone and anyone who came across my way. All right. So, it's not about being wrong, but it's about how open minded you are, how keen you are to learn, grow, change. That is what will make the difference. So, how many of us have come across situations where you had to say no to someone? Uh, you said it in a way, and the other person has got offended. Your job was done, very well done, but then the other person has not felt good, whether it was in your private life or uh, perhaps even at industrial training level or wherever. Students, are you all there? Sleeping?
Yes,
Oh,
anyone?
yes. Hello. We met a few days ago.
Yes, Harsha,
No one?
you
All
remember?
right. Uh, there is a book by the name of The Godfather. It's a classic. It's a very old book written by Mario Puzo. In the book, The Godfather, there are also movies, by the way. Godfather, then two, three. I believe there's a fourth sequel as well. There's a statement made by the Don. It's basically a plot where a family of Italian dons, at the mafia, as you may call it, how they run their own families, friends, and the enmities between two mafia clans. So there is this family of Don Corleone. Uh, Someone asks him, Don, you have so many friends, you have so many family members, your family in itself is so big. How do you manage all of them? Sometimes you would be getting requests where you don't feel like doing a certain job. You don't want to do it, but then still you manage to keep everyone happy. How do you do it? Don Corleone says, I never say no to anyone. I put across things to them in a way that they say no to me. So it's not always about being assertive. It's not always about saying a clear and crisp no. Instead, as hospitality professionals, uh, what we should learn probably is how to say no in a way that the guest feels, अच्छा ये जो मुझे ऑफर कर रहे हैं, this solution which the hotel is offering me is much better than what I was asking for. तो अगर मुझे मेरे बच्चे की पार्टी मे बी एक छोटे वेन्यू में करनी थी या फिर ओपन एयर अल्फ्रेस्को में करनी थी और वो अगर अवेलेबल नहीं है होटल में, we should be able to sell the next best alternative to the guest and sell it in such a way that the guest finds it more suitable than his original plan. This is a very small example that I could just come up with. So putting across your thought in a manner that other people find it more convincing is a skill, and that comes only with experience. This will come only with observation. The more you listen to people, the more you engage in conversations, the more you will know about how to go around this point. Speaking of engaging in conversations, talking and communicating are two different things. We could very well be in touch with each other and still not be effectively communicating. What we could be doing is talking. कल मैंने ये खाना खाया, आज सुबह मैंने ऐसे ऐसे किया, फिर मुझे ये बस मिली, फिर मेरी चाचा और चाची ने ऐसे कहा, ये किया, वो किया. But it's all non-consequential. This does not have any substance. If you are sharing thoughts, if you are sharing material that is of value, then you are communicating. At work, you may be seen interacting with your guests or even with your colleagues. The point here is, are you effectively communicating to them, or are you simply talking which does not make sense, but it's just words coming out of your mouth? So, relevance is of, again, great importance. What you talk, when you talk of things, what message are you sending out, at what time, is very important. Always remember this: interacting is talking versus communicating. You are really very effective if you are communicating, not if you are just chatting away, talking with your friends. Uh, Going ahead, I think what brings us to a point where you start thinking about these smaller things which are not in textbooks, like Bhusari ma'am mentioned. Not everything is jotted out in our textbooks. Of course, they are not sufficient to tell you how to lead a life, how to be a good professional. They will only give you the basics. But from those basics, you have to build your own career after all. They will only give you a platform. You'll have to take that leap of faith into the future, into the dark, and build up your own career. What gives you that strength to go beyond the textbooks and learn what's needed to survive, to be successful in this industry, is one word: passion, interest. If you feel that you are not able to connect to this philosophy of hospitality, if you feel you're not able to deliver what is required out of this profession, if you feel भाई साहब ये मेरे से नहीं हो रहा है, rethink about your choice. In the first place, why did you join hospitality management? Did maybe a family member force you to? Or is it probably because you did not find anything else interesting? That is why you got into this? Or is it because you really wanted to do this from the beginning and you knew what you wanted and that's where you are? You have to be clear of either of these. Even if it is forced onto you, or even if you don't know what you want in life and this was just a choice, you took it up. What you do with this choice is still in our hands. Our friends are there, our family is there, your neighbors and everyone else, your juniors, seniors, girlfriends, boyfriends, everyone will be around. They will be with us. But we are solo when we are treading the path of our careers. Uh, you will be lucky if you get a good godfather, a good godmother, a good friend along the way. But don't expect we will always be together. It's ultimately our own fights that make us the person we are. Your thought is yours. It can't be shared with anyone. So your experiences are yours. Make them count in your life. With passion, with interest, also comes a point where knowledge uh, becomes very important. It's not yes, I'm very much interested, I love this profession, मैंने खुद से सिलेक्ट किया था, या फिर हाँ बस माँ बाप ने जबरदस्ती डाला था एचएम में, बट दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू डू, आई हैव आइडेंटिफाइड इट फॉर माई सेल्फ, तो मैं दिन के 12 घंटे सिर्फ क्लियरेंसेस करता हूँ. वेयर आर यू हेडिंग, व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट? सिर्फ क्लियरेंस करके प्रमोशन मिलेगा? रियली? दैट्स हाउ यू जस्टिफाई सैलरी? It's also about where are you heading. Make way for yourself. If you feel stuck up in a certain place, in a certain hotel or wherever you may be, try to find out solutions for yourself. Be solution oriented, not problem oriented. Problem kisko nahi hote? You know, in a day, at our level, we have to only solve problems. When I talk to my family or even my juniors, sometimes ask me, "Ma'am, ये काम हो गया, वो काम हो गया, इतनी जल्दी कैसे हो गया?" I said, "Because I don't have anything else to do." आप जब मुझे बोलते हो कि आपका ये काम अटका हुआ है, I do it fast because there's nothing else for me to do. The point is, at this level, the only job is to resolve others' problems. I should be available when and as and when required. Maybe at a certain level, salaries are paid for this, for the way you think, for the way you resolve issues, for the way you handle what comes across to you, not for your hard work. Hard work के days initial थोड़े years होते हैं. This passes on. As a DFNB children, I'm sure many of the students today present would have already done or are still going through your industrial training. If you notice, GMs क्या काम करते हैं? DFNB अगर होते हैं, executive chefs होते हैं, they don't really go to the range and cook. DFNBs don't really go to the bars, start dishing out or start preparing the cocktails by themselves. No, they are way past that point. This was much, much earlier in their careers. Similarly, in HR and finance, you're paid more to think, to better the operations than to actually do the jobs. You're supposed to make your operations smoother. So have the analytical capacity, kids. आपके सामने अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम खड़ा कर दिया जाए, योर थॉट शुड बी लाइक ये सॉल्व कैसे होगा. यू शुड नॉट बी थिंकिंग अरे ये प्रॉब्लम फिर से आ गया. प्रॉब्लम्स है वो तो आते रहेंगे, दिन में 10-100 बार आएंगे, कभी ऐसे कभी वैसे. It does not make sense to just brood over things, to keep kind of just thinking over it, and there's a particular word used, sorry, I'm not able to recollect that.
Reminiscing. I think I think the network got.
So instead of getting stuck up in a place.
Ms. Neha, can you hear us?
Sorry.
Can you hear
Yeah,
us?
now I can
Sorry,
hear you.
I think we lost you in between.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we lost you in between.
I was trying
So
to
welcome back.
think of. At what point did you lose me? What was the last that you all heard?
I was about to say, I thought you were talking about reminiscing about something. Crying over
Reminiscing
spilled
is the
milk and
word. Yes,
continuously.
yes.
Yeah.
Right, something that usually a kettle does. So right, that's what I intended to say. So our focus, our goal should be in resolving issues, getting across them. That is what is experience. Experience is not simply putting in 12-15 hours a day, doing hard work, doing only one type of work. Experience is when you get past one after the other. ठक 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 ठक, जब तुम ये भी किया वो भी किया वो भी किया. If you are put into coffee shop, okay, that is what is given to me, I will do that. If you are put into a specialty restaurant, हाँ ठीक है ये भी मैं कर लूंगा, लेकिन सर एक ही प्रॉब्लम है, मेरा रेस्ट बीच में फिर हो नहीं पाएगा, ब्रेक बहुत कम हो रहा है, सिर्फ 2 घंटे का हो रहा है. कैन द ब्रेक स्पैन बी इंक्रीज? आई डू दैट. यू ट्राई कम्युनिकेटिंग, जो इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग अभी कर रहे हैं बच्चे या फिर आगे जाके जो करेंगे, try this approach. All right, great, I would love to do this. The only problem is मेरा रेस्ट कंप्लीट नहीं होगा. If you say कि नहीं sir 2 hours रेस्ट मिल रही है, no one will want to work with you, because all what we need at this point of time is quick response, is spontaneous response, is interest levels should always be at a high and peak. We are in a world where multitasking and multi-skilling is of critical importance. If you are not able to expose yourself, if you are not willing to be exposed to different skill sets, then you are redundant. Imagine HR में होके we cannot say कि मैं सिर्फ पेरोल कर सकती हूँ, मुझे एम्प्लॉय एंगेजमेंट नहीं आती, या फिर रिक्रूटमेंट नहीं पसंद, या फिर मुझे इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनीज या फिर ओवरऑल ट्रेनिंग पोर्टफोलियो नहीं आता, या ये नहीं आता या वो नहीं आता. I don't know how to negotiate for salaries with employees. I don't know how to do the budgeting and forecasting. No, you have to know everything. फाइनेंस में रह के माय फाइनेंस मैनेजर कैनॉट से मुझे क्रेडिट्स नहीं आते, मुझे इनकम ऑडिट नहीं आता, पेबल्स कैसे होता है, आई कांट डू दैट क्रॉस चेक, F&B controls मुझे नहीं आता. You have to know each and everything at that level. So if at GSL level if we are saying कि मुझे IRD नहीं पसंद नहीं, that's your choice. But I'm sorry, if you want to rise as a professional, you still have to do it. There are things in HR that I do not like at all, but I still had to do them and I'm still doing them. Only because it is necessary for you as a professional to know about it and to actually have an hands-on experience on it. कल को अगर कोई शेफ कहे कि नहीं मुझे बेकरी का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, बाकी सब आता है, मैंने बैंक्वेट्स किए हैं, फाइन डाइनिंग किया है, इन अंडर हिज टेन्योर अगर बेकरी में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, सू शेफ और उसके नीचे वाला जो भी है सीडीपी या जूनियर सू शेफ एक साथ निकल जाते हैं, that executive chef will not be able to take charge of bakery section at all. It's going to come on your face as a failure. So please understand, whether you like it or not, if you are in a certain department, you have to know the department holistically. And if you are not given exposure due to whatever reasons by your seniors, even during industrial training, be an opportunist, seek exposure, ask for it. लोग खुद से आपको आके नहीं देंगे, whether it is exposure, whether it is your breaks, whether it is enough rest, whether it is sometimes even appreciation. It's not about being demanding. It's about being able to assert yourself in the right manner, knowing what you want and moving ahead on that path. That is what is required. With this,
Ms. Neha,
we come
we have
to
about 7 minutes. We have about 7 minutes left on this meeting.
ठीक है.
So
We'll wrap it up in 5 minutes. We'll wrap it up in 5 minutes.
we have some students also had some questions
ठीक है.
prepared. So whenever you're ready,
All right.
let us know.
ठीक है. Just give me maybe 2-3 more minutes and then we'll take up questions. 2 more minutes to be specific. When we speak of asking for what we want, something that's not given to you on the plate, but you have to ask for it. This tests your presentation skills, your communication skills. Communication मतलब सिर्फ आपने हिंदी में कह दिया वो समझ गए, that's not enough. How you put across your thought, what's your intention behind it, what is it that you are trying to achieve by that. सामने वाले को अगर वो ट्रांसपेरेंसी हो, life for you will become very easy. Otherwise your intentions could be doubted कि ये इधर भी जाना चाहता है, उधर भी जाना चाहता है, ये स्टेबल नहीं है, he doesn't know what he wants, or she is so confused with what she wants to do. Don't come across in a wrong way. Now that you are on a certain path that you've made so clear with yourself, give that clarity to the other person also, that boss, मैं एक्चुअली चाहती हूँ कि मुझे ये सब चीजों का 2 महीने में एक्सपोजर मिले, बिकॉज मेरा ओवरऑल ट्रेनिंग 5 महीने का है. दैट्स व्हाई आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग इफ दिस कुड बी डन फॉर माई सेल्फ. And then see the kind of response that you get when you make your point of view clear to the other person. The response that you will get from the other person will be equally clear. Apart from this, lately change management, being adaptable to situations is of equal importance. If you are put from bartending to IRD, जहाँ पे बिल्कुल bartending का कोई scope ही नहीं है, if you or else if you are put from IRD to banquets, wherever from wherever to wherever, have that open mindedness, have that flexibility to change. Another point is how you handle these situations, your attitude, whether you are under pressure from guests, from your seniors, from your juniors, whoever. or even when you are appreciated in a public forum, the way you respond to it also makes a lot of difference. You have to come across as a very humble and a very genuine person. So the attitude that you hold during these difficult times, whether it is a positive stress or a negative stress, stress is stress. आप कैसे deal करते हो, that shows what kind of a person you are. Two, three more points on which I would not want to elaborate. One is being righteous, uh, having the sense of right and wrong. Just because your boss is not seeing you, वहां पे कोई नहीं है, बैक ऑफिस है, कैमरा भी नहीं है, इसलिए मैं टिप अपने जेब में रख लूंगा. This is where integrity comes at into picture. Just because no one is seeing you does not mean you can do anything that you want. गलती से भी अगर किसी ने देख लिया, this is a punishable offense, and usually the punishment is only one: separation from the company. So always have a good sense, a strong sense of what is right and what is wrong, and that right and wrong should apply to yourself also, to your best friend also, and to everyone else also. Grooming and demeanor, something that I'm very disappointed lately, especially after COVID, with the new batch of students. Grooming is often taken very lightly. जो कंपनी के स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं वो फॉलो करना मैंडेट होता है. Let us stick to it,
Actually,
whichever brands we work with. Mhm.
wait. Ms. Neha, we'll rejoin the same link. So please continue.
All right.
We don't want to rush you in. Just a small rebuttal. We'll rejoin the same link. So we'll continue the meeting.
Yeah.
If in case if it gets disconnected in between.
Which time do we have now? अच्छा, ठीक है. All right. Actually,
Sorry, we are being greedy for your
anyway.
time. We have been greedy for your time, so we'll take some more of your time.
No, that's fine.
Just the next meeting we'll have it smaller, so students
Perfectly
have
fine.
queries.
Happy.
Thank you.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Just last point, and I'll take up the question and answers after this. That is of being transparent towards your colleagues, your seniors, versus maintaining confidentiality of your life. Uh, when you want a weekly off, don't lie. कि मुझे घर पे काम है, मुझे ऐसे है, मेडिकल अपॉइंटमेंट है, whatever it may be, I want to go out, or else I just need an off to relax. That is enough. You don't have to give explanations. क्योंकि अगर आप झूठ में पकड़े जाओगे, that is going to be a bigger problem. Might as well you do not lie. अगर आप पूरा सच भी नहीं बता रहे हो तो झूठ मत कहना please. It does not come out well at all. So maintain confidentiality of your life. Of course, it's a good thing to do. You don't have to be transparent about anything and everything, but also ensure that there is good sense of transparency between you, your colleagues, and your seniors. This is actually the last point that I had to put forth, Vishesh. I'm open for question and answers. Something that I may have missed out, children, please feel free to ask questions. Shoot.
Actually, we have less than a minute left now, so we'll rejoin the same link and we'll start with a question. We'll rejoin. We'll rejoin, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Immediately.
students. Please rejoin.
Done. Thank
Students,
you.
immediately. Let's immediately rejoin. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks.